Okay.
Take your head on so that you don't see my horrible hair. Yeah, no, all of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we can start.
Yeah, he's already started.
Yeah, so you feel
Oh, we should shake hands.
Yeah. Hi Lucas.
Hello.
Good morning. There is studios, then there is vintage studios, and then there is museum studios. And I think Warm Studios is museum studios because you have such a very unique and expensive gear. So how you get these kind of unique instruments here? So.
Well, it's very arbitrary. People lend us stuff,
Yeah.
and basically that's it. And
Friends
also,
and
everybody, there is a little community around Worm, consisting of Dennis, Mr. Monopoly Verschoor, and it's Albert, who should be here now, but he's not, and me, and also a few other people, and everybody has synthesizers they put in the studio. So
let's go and check it out.
Let's check it out.
Yeah. The drums are already playing?
Yeah. Well, for instance, this is a machine we just got now from a Rotterdam composer who makes electronic music. And, well, he doesn't use it anymore, and he totally kept it very well. So we just got it, like 2 days ago. And I'm checking out how it works. I at least have this rhythm.
Yeah.
But there must be more in it.
Yeah.
Read the fucking manual.
But I think many people are starting always to jam and then only see the manual when they are stuck and so on.
But this is slightly more complicated than an 808 or something. I just want to say something, because you said it's like a museum, but the depressing stuff about museums of electronic music is that they have the things and they are not played. And here, everything should be played. And one thing is, some of the synths we have here, I will show them, are from a museum. Like the Museum Den Haag, they have an electronic collection, and they had it. They don't want to do anything with it because maybe the old director liked it, but nowadays they don't like it anymore. They think it's a bunch of old shit, and then it's still a lot of money. And they were looking for some people, some places to have it and to maintain them. Because if you just keep them in a museum, then they are just deteriorating.
Can you name your 3 favorite synths at this studio?
At this studio?
Yeah.
Oh, well, of course I love the 2600 a lot. Yeah. Everybody loves. And this is one of the studio, but I have a cheap one at home, a Behringer.
A Behringer. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So this is, I think it's a lovely machine.
That's one
lots
of the
people like the Yamaha because it looks like a soap organ, but it's great. And you know, this is the Vangelis, slightly smaller. The Vangelis one is like this.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's an interesting one. This one, the Syrinx, is mine. So I put it in the studio. I have it a really long time. And I bought it when I broke my arm and couldn't play guitar. Then
This was very interesting because you can.
Yeah. I think it's one of the gems we have because it's very rare, but it's also very interesting.
It's Dutch company.
It's a Dutch sound company, and we have the modular one. This is actually a prototype of the modular one, and this is owned by Dennis, Mr. Monopoly, and that is also for a modular thing. It's really interesting, I think. So. This is already 4, eh? 1, 2. Well, this is not my favorite. Yeah, the one I really like, which is not really a synthesizer, is the Optical.
Yeah.
Oh, and I love. This is also from the museum, the Prophet.
Okay.
And somebody said it was total loss; it couldn't be repaired. But we have this repairman, which is kind of a synthesizer whisperer, and he repaired it for us. And I really love it. The thing is only that the keyboard is. Some of the keys are unrepairable, so, but it has all the sounds. So,
if you look in the future for next 5 years, how you see the Warm Studios here?
Well, I hope it will develop and going in forwards in all directions. So I think it's interesting when maybe. Music that is not my direction, like kind of going into the dance direction, but we had lots of those people around here, and I really love them to come and make some stuff. Always try to influence them slightly to make weirder stuff, because I'm into the weirder stuff myself.
Yeah.
But anybody, you know, also from level 0, they you know, it's a playground, and from everybody can take a synth, the most simple one, put it on the table, record on their own sound card if that is necessary, and make some beautiful noises here. So I just want people to come here and do projects. But also people around Worm, they are kind of invited to come here. In some cases we ask a little bit of money, but in most cases, if it's a poor musician, at the moment we don't have to do that, because we have enough from ourselves. And we like to give them also assignments for projects. So
you're involving with the industry and help the industry grow together. And
yeah, I wouldn't call it industry. You would call it industry, but I would call it like the community. I would call it community. And that's also one thing that's quite funny, that I don't think about that at all as an industry.
Yeah,
of course
your life. Yeah, it's nowadays it's like a life. It's like regular thing.
Yeah, and for me there's also I am not a romantic synthesizer person. So if people want to have a 303 sound, you know, I say here, this is an original one. But I would say buy the Behringer. It's only €100 or something. And for me it sounds the same as this one. But that's of course.
What to tell for those producers, artists who are working only inside the box, like with the computer? How to get them to love vintage stuff or just a hardware synthesizer?
Yeah, well, I think everybody should have his own stuff. I don't mind about that.
Yeah.
What I noticed is sometimes we had those producers here, and they took photos everywhere.
Yeah.
They were from commercial producers, and they have like one singer, and they have 50 songs for him, made probably with all templates that are available. And I'm not sure if it has anything to do with making music. And they were totally afraid of everything. So what they did was giving a stereo output from the laptop to the speakers, and that's how they use the studio. For the rest, they did nothing.
Yeah, good background.
But I think software, the thing is with software, since no big deal. If you don't have the money or the possibility, but it's still nice to try this. Yeah. The nice thing about hardware synths is also that it's slightly inept sometimes. Yeah. And they don't work like they. And maybe if you have 20 Juno 60s, they all sound slightly different. Possible, you know. Yeah. So that's, for me, that's interesting. But if you are a control freak, then use software.
So maybe you can showcase this one, unique optical disc machine.
There are lots of different records that you can put in this machine, and some of them have sleeves. You know, this is the Dixieland strut, and this one is the banjo sing-along. This one is called bluegrass banjo. Lots of banjo, but we have like 20 of them. So we can see what is you can see which one you want to hear. Majestic pipe organ is a bit boring.
Majestic pipe.
It just sounds like an organ. So.
California, and do you know they are making these optical discs anymore? You can order.
They still make them. Not still, they make them again. But then it's more like a hipster thing. So they make it with new music on it. Okay. And the nice thing about this thing is that it's very, very inept. So it's.
You can choose your favorite one.
Yeah, this one is my favorite. Yeah. It's very dusty. The sound is really dusty. So we have the Dixieland strut here. Let's see if it works today. like this. So you have here, you have the loops in different.
And you change speed then.
Yeah. Well, if you change speed, that's a funny thing. You also change pitch. So if I like this. Oh wait.
BPM, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And these are the without hands.
Sample, yeah.
Yeah.
Loop.
So, but the thing is, it's a very inept machine. It was made by the Barbie factories. It's a bit of a cult machine. So lots of also well-known artists. Maybe I think Tom Waits used it or something.
It's playing because you're pedal, yeah. Okay, well.
But you can also make this sound.
Whatever.
The other way around. And then the most horrible thing you can do is putting
two?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? It's your idea or the manufacturer's?
No, it's not the manufacturer's idea. So this is not meant for professional musicians, but it's meant to be in the house. It's from the 70s, and so you can show off a bit and do your little thing with one hand and play. So, but this is more for noise musicians, I guess. Also,
wow.
This sounds great. It's good sounds, eh? But if you are in the studio here, you cannot do this. Eh? You just have to be very polite with it.
Yeah.
So this is the Optical. So with this one, if you're talking about famous people, you know Felix Kubin. He's very famous.
Yeah.
Do you know him?
No, unfortunately not.
We made a hit.
Right now you had the two discs inside.
This was the two. Yeah.
Ready for noise.
Yeah.
So the artists, before visiting Warm Studios, what they need to know about it before they're coming?
Well, it just depends on the artist. So we don't have a big standard, but just that we want to know about them if they know how to use the technique. And if they're not, in some cases we help them, and in other cases, if it's too much hobbyism, it's not possible. But that almost never happens. So they just have to know how to plug in
jack.
a cable, and how not to destroy old synthesizers. So that's basically what they have to know. And I sometimes, if they need it, I send them a list of gear that we have. Okay,
and before visiting, you need to make appointment in the
of course, yeah. They send a mail to me, Lukas with a K @warm.org, and I'm the keeper of the agenda, so I'll tell them, we have room or we don't have room. So.
And about Albert, so he's a technician here, sound engineer about the Warm Studios, so he can help with some cable management and so on.
Yeah. Well, that's his job, but he is also an artist. And the way he came to Warm was he was an intern, I think, years ago, and he was going to the Piet Zwart Institute, which is a master study. So he's basically an artist, but he's more a nerd. He's more a nerd than me. He knows more about lots of stuff. Yeah.
In this house, I think there is more nerdy one, and his name is Dennis.
Yeah. Dennis is the most nerdy one.
So for how many years you are together with Warm?
I'm one of the founders. Of Warm. Yeah.
So it's more than 20.
Yeah, we started in 1999.
Okay, when I was 8.
When you were 8? Oh, you already lived then, that's cool.
Yeah. And what do you do on a daily basis except the Warm?
Well, I'm also an artist, a musician. And what I said, most of the time kind of guitar, but since I had the studio, slowly I got to use more electronics.
Okay.
still do that. And actually, I'm also a bit of a modular guitar player. So that's what you noticed, because I use lots of
pedals.
Pedals, yeah. I approach the guitar not as like pling the plong the pling, but I like to. I see it as an apparatus to make different noises, and I'm kind of curious about what kind of noise comes out of it. So that's why I'm interested in having all kinds of the whole Strymon.
Pedals.
I didn't, but to have new pedals every now and then, which is cool for me. Yeah. So.
And you have played with your band also in Worm?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Well, I have lots of projects and bands. Nothing really popular, so always very unpopular, but still going on with it.
Okay, we can maybe add some links
under
for
sure,
the video.
Yeah.
So
I have a Bandcamp page also.
Okay.
So
Nice. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you very much everyone who was watching this video, and thanks to Lukas and Worm Studios to showcase this amazing studio, and see you in next videos. Lukas?
Hey.
Thank you very much.